I would say of course, they take him off. They took him outside the gym, and the trainer, starts testing him. He was confused. He was, they asked him, certain questions that he could answer, like, where are you? What day of the year it is? There's certain questions he could answer, but he was slow at times. He sort of was puzzled at times when he was answering the questions. And they and I don't know all the technicalities, but they examined it, did his eyes, they did all this stuff, and they just said, hey, you can't go back. You've had a concussion. We know that. We don't know how bad it is, but we're not going to allow you back on the mat. At that point, he was out of the tournament. I do remember he stayed and watched some of his friends, but when we got back to the hotel room that night, he was quiet, and seemed like he was very tired and wanted to sleep. And we didn't really want him to go to sleep. We were trying to make sure he was okay, but I'd say initially he was just exhausted. He just seemed exhausted. I just want to go to sleep, didn't have an appetite, didn't want to eat. That was the first day, the next day when we traveled with him, he was able to eat, but he didn't seem like himself. He was quieter than normal, didn't feel like talking much, that sort of thing. Luckily we were coming into the holidays, because it was he'd already done finals. It was the last tournament of the year. Just during the holidays, he had headaches. He just at times had trouble, like we'd be watching a movie, sometimes he just didn't feel like it, I don't really feel, he didn't want to watch a lot of TV. He was, he was having trouble focusing, that sort of thing. As time went on and school started back up in the next semester, he was struggling with his attention. He would come home to study, or bring his books home to study, and after a couple hours he had a headache. He felt like he couldn't focus. He was exhausted, just tired. And those were the kind of things went on for a while. He was struggling with that.